Welcome back to the Blue, Albertson Stadium, home of your Boise State Broncos, the bastion of Bronco Nation, a field of dreams where greatness has become a tradition. Whether you're new to Idaho and this is your first game, or your family has had season tickets for 3 generations, Lithia Ford of Boise wants you to know you're welcome here.
Well, greetings, Boise State fans. Welcome courtside here at Extra Mile Arena. Apologize for the weird glare issues here. My name is BJ Rains. This is Colin Miller. We got some breaking Boise State football news we're going to get to as well. But we got Leon Rice coming up. We got highlights. We got Emmanuel Acott and Najee Smith as well. So we got a ton to get to on the postgame show here. We will quickly mention the Boise State football breaking news. J.L. Skinner, the safety, announces he is coming back for his senior season. So J.L. Skinner, 92 tackle team for Boise State. He is coming back for his senior season. That is huge news for the Boise State football team. So we'll talk about that a little later. Get your comments in, get your questions in. I think we fixed the YouTube issue. So if you're watching on YouTube, you can make a comment there. You can also make a comment on Facebook. I think we're still working on the Twitter comments, but YouTube and Facebook are the best ways to get the comments in. What do you think of J.L. Skinner coming back for his senior year? What do you make of Boise State's 88-57 win over Montana Tech? The Broncos win their 5th game in a row. It was the usual suspects. Emmanuel 16 points, Tyson Degenhart 15. You had 13 from Marcus Shaver Jr., 11 from Abu Kijab, but 14 points basically in mop-up duty in the second half. But Kason Pryor gets 14 points as well. I thought he played pretty well. He hit all 3 of his 3-point attempts. Boise State makes 14 threes. Believe that Rachel Roberts said that was a season high. And so 32 of 60 from the field overall. They shoot 53.3%. And it's 5 wins in a row for the Broncos as they get set to head to Spokane on Wednesday to play Washington State. Colin, what were your thoughts on this one?
I mean, it's 5th straight win. I think it was the 6th straight game that they've had that same starting 5. And they seem like they're really just coming together. I mean, Boise State at the beginning of this year, you could tell they weren't meshed, they weren't gelled, and now it just seems like they're really playing like a team. And even in the press conference, they came out and said, Emmanuel Acott said, it really seems like we're a whole bunch of friends just playing together. And I think even though an AIA team, I get it, but I think this was a big win, just a big step for the bench. They scored 26 points in the final 13 minutes, and it was just a big step, I guess, heading into the real true test of the season.
James chiming in with our first comment of the night. Again, get your comments in here on the Lithia Ford of Boise post-game show. Awesome game tonight. It really was. They kind of did what they needed to do. Look at some of the highlights. We'll see if we... Degenhart hits the 3. That puts Boise State up 54-29 in this one. And Colin, a lot of nice shooting from the outside in this one as Marcus Shaver knocks down the short jumper.
Yeah, they looked good. As Rachel said, it was a season high in 3-point shooting, and they were letting it ride. I mean, besides, I guess, Max Rice, we'll talk about that later, but they were really, you could tell they weren't afraid to shoot, and they were really there to work on their game.
There's another 3. Pavle Kuzmanovic got into the fun. Najee Smith drives, goes up for the huge jam. I put that in there, but I didn't get it, but he went up for the huge jam. Did get to the free throw line on that one. There's a nice jumper. It was good to see Pavle Kuzmanovic get back in there. He's been obviously dealing with an ankle injury, but he returned tonight and hit the 3. That was good to see. There's Pryor coming off the bench, hits the 3 over in the corner. He hasn't played a lot this season, but good to see him get some extended minutes and hit the 3. Now Pryor gets the ball in the corner to Najee Smith. Back to Pryor down low. And he makes the left-handed scoop shot. Nice shot there again by Kason Pryor in this one. And then Pryor's ready, but Emmanuel Acott takes the jumper from the elbow, and he drains that. Boise State pulling away in the second half. And again, here's Kuzmanovic finding down low, finding the big man, Mladen Armush. Mladen didn't have as big a game as last game, but he did have 7 points, but 15 rebounds for Armush. And then it was nice to see Lucas Milner return as well down low. This was a scary play there. 2 guys collided on the other team and hit hard, but the play continued, and kind of a, I don't want to say cheap basket, but an easy basket for Boise State. Kason Pryor dunks it home, and then there's Pryor hitting another 3. Again, he was 3 for 3 on the night from downtown. There's Kuzmanovic hitting the 3. Good to see him get back in there. He had 6 points. Boise State, the bench loving it. Buster Bronco was loving it as well. Boise State wins this one 88-57. I like the blue Santa hat there from Buster Broncos. Buster Claus, I guess they were calling him today. But nice win for Boise State. And again, it was we'll go to the comments again. If you got a comment or a question, get it on the screen and we'll get to you. Hard to believe how much of an impact Degenhart has had. Feels like he has changed the season for Boise State. It's a tough situation because, Colin, the coaches and players don't want to say too much negative about Devonair Dutrieve. But it is obvious that the switch from Dutrieve leaving the roster, Degenhart taking over in the starting lineup has made a big difference.
Yeah, and like as you said, it's tough to ask the coaches about it just because they're not going to really say much. They're not going to talk about Dutrieve, and they're going to move forward. And as they have moved forward, it's been great for the team. And Tyson's really just made an impact. And it's funny because whenever he shoots, he seems like it always goes into the basket. And he's just the field goal percentage. I mean, they're coming along with free throws now, and things are just coming together.
Well, again, the breaking football news, you can check out our story at BroncoNationNews.com. J.L. Skinner, a safety, is electing to return for his senior season with the Broncos. 92 tackles, leads the team, so we're juggling news on multiple fronts here. But J.L. Skinner, the safety, returning for his senior season. I'm a little bit surprised by this, I guess, overall. As it went on later in the I thought he was gone, but as it went on the last couple of weeks, you started to hear some rumors and some things about him leaning towards staying. I think I even said on one of my radio appearances, if I had to guess, last week I was going to guess that he stayed. So I'm not surprised now, but I am surprised in general. You think about his size, at 6'4", 6'5", at a safety, all the hits he had, and just he played a very physical safety position. But you put Jay, I know this is a basketball podcast, Colin, but I'll throw you on the spot here for football. I mean, you put J.L. Skinner and Tyreek Jones both back at safety. That's a huge anchor for this defense now to get J.L. Skinner back.
It is, and I think a lot of people expected him to go to the draft. And, another thing to point out here is we talked about Keenan McCaddy coming from Hawaii, part of the new signing class, and how having JL for another year would help develop him. And I think it's going to be great for both sides because you'll have that hammer at safety with JL back for another year and also be able to develop some of those guys and look towards the future.
Yeah, big news for Boise State. And I did just confirm with a school spokesman, just wanted to make sure the video, never definitively says I'll be returning in 2022, but you can read between the lines. And I just did confirm with a Boise State spokesman that he is back for Boise State in 2022. Leon Rice, the Boise State head men's basketball coach, again, 88-57 was the final tonight. Boise State wins their 5th game in a row. Boise State's head coach Leon Rice spoke with the media. Let's hear from Boise State's head coach.
What you wanted to?
Absolutely. You sometimes you can't script these things as athletics, but that one is as close to scripted as you can. Because first of all, you want a team that makes you work. I mean, that team that we played was 11-4. They're a good team and well coached. They got some good athletes. They got real, legitimate size. They're a really good non-one, and so you couldn't just go out there and just bully them and win that way where it doesn't make any sense and doesn't translate. You had to move the ball well. You had to make shots. You had to defend, because if you didn't defend, you saw they'd make some shots. And so it was perfect because also, like you guys touched on it, we got a lot of guys on this team that come to practice every day, that work really hard, and they maybe don't get rewarded, or they don't get the opportunity, because that's just college athletics. It's hard, and it's really hard to just keep showing up every day and keep grinding, and that's why I'm so proud of Kaysen, because I've been holding him to a high standard. I know he can be a really, really good player, and there's just some things in his game that we're working on to get him where he can be out there. And one of them is taking care of the basketball, and if he can continue to work on that and keep getting better at it and be strong with make that his point of emphasis, you see he can help this team. And he's got a bright future in basketball, but he's got to keep working, got to keep getting better. But you need some opportunities like this. That's why you schedule a game like this after finals, and we had a lot going on. Abu Kijab graduated that semester, and so we were able to celebrate that. His dad came from Sudan, and his dad hasn't seen him play in college and live, and so it was a pretty special day. And there's a lot going on. Number one, with all the guys you got to play. Number two, with the way I thought we played really efficient and really workmanlike and got some good stuff done and got better today because of the way we approached it. But then we also were able to celebrate, Abu Kigab and accomplishing the mission of graduation. We're really proud of him. And sometimes when a guy graduates a semester, they don't get all the pomp and circumstance that you get in the spring. And we wanted to make it special for him because we're really, really proud of him. And it's a great example to all the young guys. It's a great example. He's what our program's all about. And so I couldn't be more proud of him. And it's a neat thing that his dad got to be here for that.
There he is, Boise State coach Leon Rice. I unmute myself here. And Colin Mitchell with you, courtside Extra Mile Arena, the Lithia Florida Boise postgame show, presented by RowPaint.com. Pride in people, power in painting. RowPaint.com, the official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics. He said it, another cool side story there. Abu Kigab's dad, coming from Sudan, had never seen him play in college, and his dad came all the way from Sudan, and there's a heck of a backstory there as well. But for him to come from Sudan, to see Abu Kigab graduate, and then to see, him play his first college game, and it wasn't the best game of his career, but he had 11 points, 8 rebounds, and was out there. He only needed to play 21 minutes in this one. Pretty cool story that for Abu Kigab.
Yeah, you could tell when Leon was talking about it in post game, there was a lot of emotion to attach to it, and Abu was just very, very happy to have his dad there, and I think the whole team was proud about it. They celebrated in the locker room, having his family there, and also the fact that he graduated, and how big of a step that was for him, and it seemed really cool.
James chiming in. They had the 3 fever tonight. Yes, they did. 14 of 27 from downtown. You had Tyson Degenhart 2 for 3, Abu Kigab 1 for 3, Marcus Shaver Jr. 3 for 7, Emmanuel Akot 3 for 5, Najee Smith 1 for 3, Pavle Kuzmanovic 1 for 2, and Kaysen Pryor 3 for 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different players connect on a 3-pointer from downtown. So again, 14 was the season high in threes, and that's what you like to see. They also did make 10 of 17 from the free throw line, so still not great. 58.8% there. Overall, did shoot 53.3%. Nearly doubled up Montana Tech on the boards. 45 to 27 was the final numbers on the board. So a big rebounding advantage, which they should have had. They had a big size advantage.
Absolutely.
JD chiming in was worried Pryor would never get double digits. Good to see him get some real minutes. Yeah, it was. That was really cool to see, and happy for him. And Leon Rice, after the game, really talked about how he's very excited about his future. He said he's going to have a very good future, a very long career playing basketball. They just, it just hasn't quite all clicked for him, and he's also playing behind some pretty good players. But we're sitting courtside here, Colin, and you see Pryor's shoulders and his arm length and his wingspan, his athleticism. He looks pretty intimidating out there. If he can just kind of put it all together, which he's maybe starting to do, they might have something with him.
Yeah, he's got the build, and you said it right. I mean, you're courtside or wherever you are in the arena. It's simple. Like he looks like a basketball player, and he looks a lot bigger than some of the other guys. He's young, and there's a lot of guys ahead of him that have a lot of talent, and he's learning from the best.
He's Colin Mitchell, our intern associate reporter for the spring semester. Got a jump start here in December. He's doing a great job, student at Arizona State's journalism school. So I don't say it enough, man, but you're doing a great job. Keep it up. And he's actually the one that posted the quick story on J.L. Skinner entering the draft right as we were getting ready to go live here. So you can go to BroncoNationNews.com, get the quick news story. J.L. Skinner returning for his senior season on the football team. Just big news for the Broncos as they get him back, and we're kind of bouncing back and forth between football and basketball here today. But 88-57, the final. Emmanuel Akot, Najee Smith, they spoke to the media post-game. Let's hear from
I thought we played really good team basketball. Our togetherness is really showing. Just our ability to bring each other up, and our friendship is just having us really connect out there on the court right now. So we're really gelling right now. We're hoping to keep it going, but it's an everyday process to get better, and we're going to do that.
31-point win. Najee, what do you see from that one?
I just see a lot of guys excited to be out there, excited for the opportunity, and we're just going to keep getting better day by day and keep working hard.
Emmanuel, this is the second straight game where you've looked a little banged up and then came off and then came back on like as if nothing happened. How are you feeling about your health moving forward?
Well, my health is in a good place. I've just been getting those little stinger injuries, like I went knee on knee with Naj actually, and it hurts for a little while, but I'm good. So my health, I'm good moving forward.
You had season high 7 assists tonight. Is that something you focus on, especially in a game like this where maybe you're expected to do well anyways?
I don't think it's just this game. I believe it's just an everyday process to make each other better. And my teammates do the same thing for me. I do the same thing for them, and it's having us really gel. So it's an everyday process of making my teammates better.
Najee, 5 wins in a row. I mean, he was kind of talking about it, just starting to all come together here. What's your take on how you guys been playing the last couple of weeks?
We finally started to gel together, starting to learn how to play better with each other, and we just want to keep on climbing the mountain, keep going up, and don't have any bumps in the road, and keep getting better.
What are your thoughts on getting a chance on Wednesday to go play a game back home?
I think it's a great opportunity for me just to show how much I've grown and how much I've changed, and really make a statement going back home, especially with the big crowd in our favor. I believe it's going to be a good game.
You guys had a season high 14 3-pointers today. How do you kind of carry over that momentum and that strength of shooting into that Washington State game, either one of you?
Like I said, it's an everyday process of just getting better. We know we're going to hit shots. It's a matter of just coming in every day with the same amount of confidence. So we're just going to keep on getting better, and really happy with how we're playing.
What do you make of Emmanuel, of just big opportunity on Wednesday to try to make it 6 in a row? Obviously a big game for you guys.
Just accomplishing the mission. These next couple of days is really trying to understand what they do well. We understand they're a really good team, and this win could be really big for us. So we're going to give it all we have moving into the break.
All right, there's the Boise State players. Thanks to Najee Smith, Emmanuel Acott, and it all sets up a big one for Boise State. We're going to play the highlights again from the last game, or from the game today. Boise State 88-57, the win over Montana Tech. And we turn the page now and get ready for Washington State. This is a big game for Boise State, a top 50 Ken Pom team, top 50 in the net. So at least as of now, it would be a quad 1 win for Boise State. They've won 5 in a row, and obviously a big chance to kind of see how legit the 5-game winning streak is as they try to make it 6.
Yeah, they're going to play a very, very tough Washington State team. And something that they'll have in their favor is it is a neutral site game, very, very close to Pullman still, but it's a neutral site in a big arena, and there's a lot of homecoming stories for some of those Boise State players. Washington State's a very inconsistent team between their defense and offense. They can put up 90, they can put up 60, and hold a team to 29, like they held my Arizona State Sun Devils. But it'll be interesting to see how they tune out, and Boise State looks to make it 6.
Yeah, they got 3 players, Najee Smith, Tyson Degenhart, and Max Rice, all originally from that area. Max Rice would live there in Spokane until he was 11. Boise State's going to head up tomorrow. They get to practice at Gonzaga's practice facility tomorrow night. They'll practice inside Spokane Arena on Tuesday, and then the game is Wednesday night. Colin, you and I will be making the trip up there. It should be fun, a big game, and happy we're going to get a chance to be there.
We will. I'm excited. It's going to be a nice long drive. Hopefully it doesn't snow, but we'll knock on wood for that. And yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a blast to cover. I'm sure. I don't know how many Boise State fans are going to get Pac-12 Network, but we'll try to find some ways for you to stream it, and should be a blast.
That is kind of a buzzkill. You got to have Pac-12 Network, and there's some other ways around it. But we'll have the live pregame show. We'll have the live postgame show as well as Boise State gets set for a big one against Washington State. That'll be Wednesday night. That'll close out non-conference play, and then the Broncos will get a few days off to head home as Buster Bronco celebrates the win for the Broncos. Again, the final 88-57, your final in the game today. And again, Washington State on Wednesday is up next, so we'll have full coverage. Bronco Nation News, BroncoNationNews.com. Hoping to talk to some of the Spokane guys in the next couple of days, and maybe we'll get a live show together or something, preview or save some of those interviews for the pregame show maybe on Wednesday. So it's a 6 o'clock Mountain Time, kind of an earlier start. 6 o'clock Mountain Time, 5 o'clock Pacific up there on Wednesday, again on the Pac-12 Network. And so Bronco Nation News, BroncoNationNews.com, as you see at the bottom there, just $6.99 a month or just $70 for a full year. Hopefully you will support our efforts. We got to pay our own travel to get up there to the game and some of those kind of things. So Hopefully you'll support Bronco Nation News. Consider a subscription. And again, BroncoNationNews.com. JL Skinner, that story is up there. He is going to return for his senior season in 2022. A big boost for Boise State's defense with the return of Skinner. So we got the JL Skinner news up there. We'll have full post-game reaction and coverage from the basketball game as well. So a ton going on. BroncoNationNews.com. 88-57, the final. We got the Tyler Ross show. And then we will see you from Spokane Arena in Spokane on Wednesday afternoon. Boise State and Washington State in a big one for the Broncos. So thanks to Colin Mitchell. Thanks to you guys for watching. Appreciate everybody. Boise State, 5 wins in a row, 88-57 the final. Broncos now 8-4 on the season. We'll see you Wednesday from Spokane.
Welcome back to the Blue, Albertson Stadium, home of your Boise State Broncos, the bastion of Bronco Nation, a field of dreams where greatness has become a tradition. Whether you're new to Idaho and this is your first game, or your family has had season tickets for 3 generations, Lithia Ford of Boise wants you to know you're welcome here.